I'm here at Eldora Speedway this weekend for my first ever visit to the World 100. 187 cars in the pit area, already thousands of fans inside the pits, and hundreds more standing outside in line to buy tickets to get in. Here at the World 100 Eldora Speedway, you can buy just about anything for a buck, anywhere from souvenir programs to t-shirts in all sizes, all shapes, and all designs. And the vendors here at the World 100 annually sell out and empty up all their bins before they go home from the weekend. Fans in the pit area looking for autographs and souvenirs, some of them pulling around special carts, this one designed like a late model. 18-wheelers in the pit area, some of them rival the interiors of the Winston Cup and IndyCar transporters. The man in charge here at Eldora Speedway, Earl Baltus. He and his right-hand man, Larry Bowles, go over with the over 120 competitors here today getting ready for the World 100. All the cars lining up on pit road, getting ready for heat races, and the man that they're all gunning to get, the former winner of the World 100, and that's Billy Moyer. Billy set quick time and lines up for heat race number 1, discussing strategy with Kevin Gundecker. Right now we'll join Jerry Hyan for the calling of the first heat.
Next time around, we'll look for the green flag in this, our first heat. Bill Hahn and Doug Ault are responsible for setting a pace up front on this first one. You see them beginning to bunch up as our pace truck pulls off. Remember, taking the top 3. Get yourself strapped in. Heading into turn number 3. You see they're a little anxious. Look at them all. Getting ready, boy. They're up there tight now. Green flag getting ready to come out. Here they come, and our first heat is underway. Doug Ault into 1A, grabs the lead coming out of turn number 2. Bill Hahn sits right behind him. Then it's the 12 car of Rick Auckland in that 3rd spot, completing lap number 1. The 05, Ed Hounshell, having a bit of a problem, is going to pull her back down into the pit area. Doug Ault. Then it's Bill Hahn. Those are your top 2. And then Rick Auckland running number 3. Those 3 cars can stay there. They will advance into the feature. Down on the inside is Rick Auckland trying to take in that 2nd spot from Hahn. Side by side, it came out of turn number 4. Hahn able to hold him off. Still Ault, Hahn, and Auckland. Those are your top 3. They're bunching up just a little bit now. Ault and Hahn trying to pull a little bit closer. Auckland still looking for running room underneath. Their top 3 still remain the same. Doug Ault, Bill Hahn, and Rick Auckland. Sitting in that 4th spot, Rodney Franklin in the 01. Franklin trying to find some running room so he can check up with the rest of that pack, but right now he's right there in that 4th spot. He's sitting there. Moyer running in that 5th spot. There they are one more time. Setting 6th in car number 8 is Jim O'Connor. Your leaders now slowly approaching a little bit slower traffic. Auckland looks on the inside of Hahn again. Still not enough running room for him. Your 4th and 5th spot is Franklin and Moyer begin to close in on that 3rd and 4th spot. Franklin now right up behind Auckland trying to look for racing room. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right there together. Halfway through it. Still could be anybody's heat of the slower traffic. Let's see how they contend with it. It's still Ault. Then it's Hahn. Right there with him is Auckland. Rodney Franklin, and we got a couple in trouble between 1 and 2. Let's see if we can get everybody slowed down. The yellow comes out, the yellow comes out. One lap signal going out this time around, a 1-lap signal. It's Doug Ault, the man running in front. Bill Hahn right behind him. Then it's Rick Auckland, Rodney Franklin, and Billy Moyer. Kevin Gundiker and Leslie Essery. Good race developing between those top 5. Franklin and Moyer were beginning to put the pressure on that 3rd spot. Right now handled by Rick Auckland. They pick up the pace once more. Back to racing. 7 laps to go. This is our first heat. Rodney Franklin just got a little bit high as he did. Billy Moyer squeezed right on by him. So Moyer now in that 4th spot. He'll be in pursuit of Rick Auckland. Still Ault, Hahn, and Auckland your top 3. Moyer sits there 4th. Then it is Franklin. Then it's Kevin Gundiker. Auckland looking to the inside of Hahn for that 2nd spot. Coming out of turn number 2, not able to hold it, falls right back in line once again. Still Doug Ault showing the way around. He grabbed that lead from the start and he's still there. Moyer still trying to find enough power to get right up behind Auckland. Not having any success right now. Car number 18 developing a problem, smoking badly. He'll pull that car back into the pits. Coming by us one more time. It's still Ault, Hahn, and Auckland, your top 3. If they stay there, they will have a chance to advance into the World 100. They would be the first 3 cars to advance. Moyer still trying to find some racing luck to get himself up into that 3rd spot, but so far they've been able to hold him off. Auckland continues to put the pressure on Hahn for that 2nd and 3rd spot. The white flag will come out this time around. We're looking for the white flag. Moyer going to try to make a move on Auckland as the white flag comes out. It's still Doug Ault, Bill Hahn, and Auckland, your top 3. Auckland looking down on the inside of Hahn as they'll come to the checkered flag. How about a nice round of applause for the winner of that first heat, the A1 of Doug Ault. Coming in 2nd in car number 27 was Bill Hahn, and finishing 3rd in car number 12 was Rick Auckland. Those 3 cars now advance into tonight's feature. It's Jack Boggs, Delmas Conley, your pace setters up on top. A lot of hard chargers behind him. C.J. Rayburn, John Gill, Doug Engels, and Tony Carden. Those are your top 3 rows. Slowly moving down that backstretch, heading into turn number 3. They bunch up coming out of 3, heading into turn number 4. They pick up the pace. The green flag comes out from the high side. It's Delmas Conley. Delmas Conley in 71, and we've got them all together down here in the front stretch as we'll have to slow them down. Coming through 3, heading to turn 4. They pick up the pace. The green flag comes out. Grabbing the start and the lead this time. The B4 of Jack Boggs. It'll be Boggs and then Conley. And we got one in trouble in the backstretch. Boggs and Conley both trying to get a little bit of an extra edge there up on that front row. A lot of head games going on out there. Conley right up there. Boggs is laying back just a little bit. Now they start to come up a little bit. Oh my. got a bunch of them in trouble that time. Pick up the pace again. On the restart, John Gill. And we got another one in trouble in the backstretch. On the single file restart, David Gibson, John Gill, Tony Carden, Matt Miller, Randall Chupp, Gary Stuhler will pick up the pace. It's Gibson in the G2. Right behind him is Gill in 75. And then it's Carden. John Gill grabs the lead. John Gill leading the pack, Gibson running second. Tony Carden running in that third spot. Then it's Matt Miller. Still John Gill, David Gibson and Tony Carden. John Gill going to come by us one more time. Gill on top. Gibson and Carden. Those are your top three. If they can stay there, those three cars will have the opportunity to advance. Gill building up a substantial lead right now. Still John Gill, Gibson and Carden, your top three. Four back in. Gary Stuhler in 44 has moved himself up into that fourth spot. Trying to follow him through is Doug Engels. Not able to get through there right now. Gill still on top. Gibson, Carden. Stuhler still running. Leaders come by you one more time. Here comes John Gill again. Still your guys showing the way around that racetrack. Your top three right now seem to be in pretty comfortable position. I don't know if there's enough race left for Gary Stuhler in that fourth spot to catch Tony Carden. He's definitely going to have this work cut out for him. He continues to try to close in. A lot of racetrack between third and fourth. John Gill, still your boss. Race for that fifth spot. He's got Matt Miller and Doug Engels battling there. Jack Boggs trying to make a move, trying to see if he can't make his way up to that 7th spot and try to pick up a chance for that last chance race. Second and third, here comes your 4th place car. The white flag coming out for John Gill. Then it's Gibson and Carden, your top 3. Then you got Stuhler. Then you got Miller. Then you've got Engels, followed by Chupp. Checkered flag will come out this time around for John Gill. How about a nice round of applause for the winner of that second heat in car number 75, John Gill. Coming in second, the G2 of David Gibson. And coming in third, Tony Carden in car number 7. Those 3 cars now will advance into this evening's feature. Mike Duvall, the Flintstone Flyer, and Felker will be your pace setters up front. It begins in turn number 4. Coming out of 3, slowly approaching turn number 4, Duvall and Felker pick up the pace. The green flag comes out. We got them in trouble in a hurry, but they get themselves straightened out. Everybody keeps going, but there's debris flying off cars all over the place. They continue to keep them rolling. This is that first heat. They continue to roll. One lap signal will go up this time around. Duvall and Felton are the guys that are responsible for bringing this next heat to a start as they come out of 4. They begin to bunch up going into 3, heading to turn number 4. They pick up the pace from the outside. Denny Feltner. Duvall settles into that 2nd spot. And it's Mason in that 4th spot. They complete one circuit. Denny Felker, Mike Duvall, and Bill Fry. John Mason in 72. Then you got Terry Hall in 40. Then it's the 11 car of Donnie Barnhart. Comes your race leader. Feltner stretches it out. John Mason now picked off that 3rd spot. Mason on the move. Mason down inside of the Flintstone Flyer now. Mason trying to put a heat on Duvall. Duvall gets a little high. Mason down on the inside of him. Side by side they come out of 2. It's still Denny Felker. Mike Duvall. Here comes Mason again trying to make a move. He gets by. Mason now running in that 2nd spot. Duvall back to 3rd, and here comes Bill Fry putting the pressure on. Still Denny Felker showing the way around with a comfortable lead at this time. Mason still 2nd. Mike Duvall 3rd, but Bill Fry right there with him. Bill Fry looks to the inside of Mike Duvall. Can't get by that time. He'll bring it back up to the high groove. See if he can set him up this time. Duvall stays right to the inside. And the yellow will come out. Car stalled in the front stretch. That's Donnie Barnhart. Donnie Barnhart come to a rest down here on the inside. Elker, Mason, and Duvall. Then it's Fry, Hall, Carrier, and Kevin Weaver. Slowly moving through that backstretch. They pick up the pace. 8 laps to go. Mason looking to the inside of Felker, showing some blue smoke on that restart. Pulls his car down to the inside. Felker developing some type of a problem. That'll put Mason in the lead. Duvall second and Fry third. Fry down the inside of Duvall, still trying to find some racing room to get by. Then it's Hall, Carrier, and Weaver. They're all bunched up back here. So they got one coming into the wall down here in the front stretch. Gary May in 45, that white 45 stop down here. Also involved Randy Woodling in the 10C. Will pick up the pace again with 8 in and 7 to go. Still John Mason showing a way around. Fry still trying to find some running room around Mike Duvall. Making a move in that 6 car as Wendell Wallace, he moves up another spot. Wallace finds a way around Weaver. Still John Mason, the boss out here. Mike Duvall still sitting there second as Bill Fry continues to put the pressure on. Fry down to the inside. Here comes Wendell Wallace with a move. Wendell Wallace moves up another spot. Wallace up to that 5th spot, trying to bore down in on Terry Hall. Wallace picks up another spot. Wallace now running 4th, and he is on the move. Here comes Fry down on the inside, trying to get by Duvall. Can't get by. Bill Fry's going to get right in the thick of things now. Wallace down to make it a 3-car race right now for 2, 3, and 4. There they come, trying to go 3 abreast. Duvall still holding on. Bill Fry and Wendell Wallace battling for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. One of those 3 will be shut out. Wallace down on the inside of Bill Fry. Can't get by. Fry still putting the pressure on. Fry down on the inside of Duvall again. Wallace going to try to split him as they come through. He can't do it. They fall in single file one more time. Duvall hesitates just a second. Is that enough for Fry to get by? No, it isn't. Wallace looks to the high side. Now dives to the inside as the white flag comes out. Wendell Wallace looking for that 3rd spot. Can't quite get it as Fry holds him off one more time. Going to turn number 1. Wendell Wallace on the move. Picks up that 2nd spot. Duvall steadying there 3rd. Here comes a checkered flag for Mason. Wallace now running 2nd. Duvall and Fry side by side as they're going to come to the checkered flag. What a race for that 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spot. But John Mason in car number 72 comes away with that 3rd heat. Finishing 2nd and making a great charge late in the race. Wendell Wallace in car number 6 coming in 2nd. And then it was Mike Duvall in the F1. One lap signal going up. Next time we'll look for a start. It'll be Jewell and Sparks, your pace setters up front. A lot of Chargers behind him. Steinhaus, Rice, Lanigan, Smith, Johnson, Gensman, Hogan, Michael Smith, Lay and Herbert, Hatcher, Mars, Best, Hunley, Sabo, Taylor, McWilliams, and Gibbs. They slowly come into turn number 4. They pick up the pace from the inside. Jay Sparks. Turn 1, we've got him in trouble already. There's another car. Jewell and Sparks. Steinhaus and Rice, those are your top 4 cars up there. That's how they come out of that back stretch into 3, and racing begins in 4. This is your 4th heat. After this heat, we'll have half the field filled for the World's 100. Who's it going to be out of this heat? They pick up the pace. Mike Jewell in 9. Sparks their second. Looking to complete lap number 1. It's Mike Jewell in 9. Jay Sparks in 7. Jerry Rice in his DR1 running 3rd. It's Freddie Smith in 00 trying to put the pressure on him. One lap signal going up. 1 in and 14 to go. This is your 4th heat. They pick up the pace as Jewell picks it up. Sparks right behind him, and then Rice. Freddie Smith looking to the high side on a restart, trying to pick up that 3rd spot, and he does. Freddie Smith running 3rd, but Rice trying to come right back on him. Rice tries to go to the inside, but Freddie Smith settles right into that 3rd spot. Still Jewell, Sparks, Smith. Then you got Rice, Steinhaus, Johnson, and Gensman. Mike Jewell with a comfortable lead right now. Down on the inside, Jerry Rice picks up that 3rd spot. Freddie Smith now running 2nd. Jay Sparks drops back to that 4th spot. Your top 3, Jewell, Smith, and Rice, 1, 2, and 3. Steinhaus trying to put the pressure on Sparks for that 4th spot. He's holding on right now. Johnson still running their 5th. They begin to bunch up for 4, 5, 6, and 7. Still Mike Jewell, Freddie Smith, and Jerry Rice. Looking to the inside was Gibby Steinhaus, and nothing there. He goes high, and Jay Johnson down on the inside of him now. Johnson to see if he can hold it, trying to get by Steinhaus way down on the inside. He gets by. Jay Johnson picks up that 5th spot. Now Steinhaus trying to battle back down on the inside. He can't do it. Moving up another spot in the S1 was Michael Smith. Here comes Jewell again. Freddie Smith and Jerry Rice, your top 3. Then you got Sparks, followed by Johnson, Steinhaus, and Michael Smith. Halfway through it for Mike Jewell. We're halfway through this 4th heat. Still got Freddie Smith and Jerry Rice 2 and 3. Comes your top 3 cars one more time as one more lap gets picked off. Jay Sparks, Johnson trying to find some running room down on the inside. Can't get by that time. He's going to try to set him up going into 1 and 2. Down on the inside is Johnson. Right on the side of Sparks now. He picks up that 4th spot. Johnson now 4th. Sparks now 5th. Then it's still Gibby Steinhaus and Michael Smith. Johnson now showing a little daylight. In that 4th spot, we got one in trouble. Your race leader, Mike Gill, developing a problem, comes to a halt just as he comes out of turn number 4. Looks like he lost a tire maybe. On a restart, it'll be Smith, Rice, and Johnson, your top 3. Freddie Smith shooting to make it 13 in a row in that World's 100, trying to make that feature one more time. And the green comes out. We'll go for 5 more racing laps. On the restart, still the same, but Gensman moves up a spot. On Michael Smith. Smith's going to try to come back, but he didn't on that lap. Gill, Freddie Smith, Jerry Rice, Jay Johnson. Down on the inside, Jimmy Steinhaus trying to pick up that 4th spot from Jay Sparks. Side by side they come, coming out of turn number 4. Sparks able to hold on. Gensman and Smith get together. Smith moving very slowly between 1 and 2 as he brushed the wall. Going into turn number 1 as the yellow comes back out. They pick up the pace again. Bill Smith, Rice, and Johnson. Smith still the wall, showing the way around. Rice right up behind him. Johnson still holding on to 3rd. Darrell Herbert moves up one more spot to that 6th position. White flag this time around. White flag this time around. Battle for that 7th spot between Gensman and Roger Best. Checkered flag will come out this time around. Checkered flag will come out this time around for Freddie Smith. How about a nice round of applause for the winner of our 4th heat in car 00, Freddie Smith. Coming in 2nd to ZR1 of Jerry Rice, and finishing 3rd in car number 93, Jay Johnson. So those cars now advance into the World's 100. It's Dunaway, Asbury, Parker, Lawhorn, Hill, Patterson, Claycomb, Partridge, Milliken, Carter, Gossard, Dixon, Deason, Bo Smith, Bear, Lindsay, Burt, Green, Schnabel, and Barber. Going through the backstretch, coming to turn number 3. We'll look for a start this time around. This is our 5th heat, one more to go. Coming out of 3, Dunaway and Asbury, your pace setters. They pick up the pace as the green flag comes out. 3 abreast they go. We got one into the wall. We got a couple of them banging together. We got a whole parking lot full of them there. We'll have to slow them down. Green. Brian Asbury in 27 grabs the lead. To Asbury in 27. Chris Patterson running third. John Lawhorn running second. Then it's Pete Parker in 10. And you got Dunaway and then Bob Hill. Battle for that top spot. Asbury, Lawhorn, and Patterson right there together. Still, Brian Asbury, John Lawhorn, and Chris Patterson, 1, 2, and 3. Then you got Pete Parker running fourth. Then it's Dunaway, Hill, and Clayco. Patterson down on the inside of Lawhorn. Side by side, they'll come out of turn number 4. Lawhorn able to hold him off. Patterson settles back into that third spot. Still Asbury up on top. Asbury still the boss on top. Lawhorn and Patterson sitting there 1, 2, 3. Gar Dixon moves up another spot as he gets by Claycomb to pick up that 7th position. Battle for that 5th spot. It's Hill down alongside Dunaway. Right up behind him, Lawhorn. Down on the inside, battling for the spot. Lawhorn grabs the lead. John Lawhorn, your new leader. Asbury second as they're halfway through it. Chris Patterson down on the inside of Asbury. Patterson now running second. Lawhorn, your leader. Asbury back to third, trying to come back, can't get by. Lawhorn, Patterson, and Asbury, your top 3 now. And you got Parker, Dunaway, Hill, and Dixon. Comes your race leaders again as they're catching up to that slower traffic. Lawhorn, a little bit of a lead with Patterson, and then quite a gap before you get into that third spot of Brian Asbury. Lawhorn continues to move. Patterson in that second spot trying to give chase. Dives down on the inside to get by that slower traffic. Still Lawhorn and Patterson 1, 2. Asbury still sets their third. Then you've got Parker, Dunaway, Hill, and Gar Dixon. John Lawhorn still sets up on top. Here comes your 4th, 5th, and 6th. We'll look for the white flag next time around. A white flag will be displayed this time around for John Lawhorn. White flag for Lawhorn and then Patterson. Looking for the checkered flag. Checkered flag will be displayed. How about a nice round of applause for the winner of that 15th, the 1B of John Lawhorn. Coming in second in the OP will be Chris Patterson. And finishing third in car number 27, Brian Asbury. Those 3 cars are now in. You got Johnny and Ronnie Johnson, Don O'Neill, R.J. Conley, Scott Bloomquist, and Jack Hewitt by a race up there in them top 6. Scott Bloomquist, a 2-time winner of the World's 100 in this heat. Jack Hewitt in qualifications last night blew a motor. Let's see what happens here. You got a new one in there. We're set to go. This our 6th and final heat, looking for 3 more cars. Johnson and Johnson, Ronnie and Johnny, your pace setters up on the top. Coming out of turn, going down that back stretch. They begin to bunch up. They pick up the pace. This your 6th and final heat is underway. Johnny Johnson in 99. Dennis O'Neill in 71. Dennis Bloomquist in 18. Those are your top 3 as we've completed 1 lap. Hewitt is running 4th in 21. Dennis Ronnie Johnson in 5. R.J. Conley in 71C. Down on the inside is Ronnie Johnson on the inside of Hewitt. Hewitt slows way off the pace. Hewitt developing a problem, has slowed way off the pace. He was smoking earlier. Looks like we've lost Hewitt for the night. Johnny Johnson, Don O'Neill and Scott Bloomquist as Bloomquist puts the pressure on. Then it's Ronnie Johnson, R.J. Conley, Paul Harris. Bloomquist still trying to find running room around O'Neill. Bob Pierce has moved his way all the way up to that 7th spot. Here comes Bloomquist down on the inside of O'Neill, trying up the other side of Johnny Johnson. Bloomquist goes into that 2nd spot. O'Neill now 3rd. Johnny Johnson still your leader. Bloomquist down on the inside of Johnson. Bloomquist way down on the inside. Johnson on the high side. Johnson able to hold him off one more time. Bloomquist will try it again, going into turn number 1. Bloomquist dives down on the inside. He gets by. Scott Bloomquist, your new leader. Johnson running 2nd, and O'Neill is 3rd. Then you got Ronnie Johnson, R.J. Conley, and here comes Bob Pierce. Pierce has moved up to 6th. O'Neill in 71 is smoking. O'Neill in 71. A cloud of smoke behind that car, so we'll lose O'Neill. And that'll move Ronnie Johnson to that 3rd spot. That'll move Conley up to 4th. Pierce is now running 5th. Then you got Paul Harris in 10. John Provenzano in 7. Bloomquist with a comfortable lead. The yellow comes out. The yellow come out and we'll slow him down. And they pick up the pace again. Bloomquist on the restart still has that lead. Then it's Johnny and Ronnie Johnson. He got one back up into the wall, but he continues to keep it running. R.J. Conley trying to put a move on. Here comes Bob Pierce looking down to the inside of Conley. Nothing going on that time. Your top three are still the same. Bob Pierce looks to the inside of Conley again. Still nothing between 1 and 2. Here comes Pierce again, looking way down low. Conley on the high side. Conley continues to hold him off. Your top three are still Bloomquist, Johnny and Ronnie Johnson, 1, 2, and 3. Bloomquist with a comfortable lead at this point. His race to win right now. Pierce now moving up to that 4th spot. The white flag comes out. Bloomquist. Ronnie Johnson now 3rd. Johnny Johnson 3rd. Ronnie Johnson. Coming to the checkered flag for Scott Bloomquist. How about a nice round of applause for the winner of that 16th? Car number 18, Scott Bloomquist. Coming in 2nd in car number 5 was Ronnie Johnson. And coming in 3rd in car 99J, Johnny Johnson. So those cars now advance. We're going to go 15 racing laps, taking the top 4. Stuhler, Sparks, Parker, and Pierce. Those are your top 4 as we'll start it. Let's see how they sort themselves out. Only the top 4 will make it. They come out of 3. They pick up the pace. Stuhler and Sparks are on it. We got a couple of them coming together early right down here in front of us. Everybody else sorting their way through. Eddie Carrier in 41 is involved in the spin. Coming out of 3, slowly approaching 4 as they bunch up. Green flag once again. Stuhler in 44 as they come out of turn number 4 and complete 1 lap. Bob Pierce up to 2nd. Bennett Sparks running 3rd. Then it's Pete Parker in 10. Those are your top 4. Remember, we only take the top 4. Battle for that 4th spot. Rodney Franklin sitting there in that 5th spot looking for that last transfer. Gill, Stuhler, and then Pierce. Parker still sitting there 3rd. Then it's Jay Sparks. Rodney Franklin trying to find some racing room to get himself into that big picture. He's sitting there fifth. Fourth is the last transfer. Franklin looking down on the inside of Sparks and nothing there. Settles back up on top of him. Good racing going on further back in the pack. Comes the 71C of R.J. Conley starting to get in the racing action for that last transfer spot. Running in there at sixth spot, right up behind Franklin. Pierce slowly closing in on Stuhler. Stuhler and Pierce 1 and 2. Halfway home, Pete Parker is third. Battle developing now for that fourth spot between Sparks, Franklin, and Conley. Pierce right up behind Stuhler now. Looking to the inside, couldn't find the spot. He'll have to settle back in. We got one in a wall up in turn number 2. We'll have to slow him down. One lap signal going up. They begin to bunch up for the restart. They pick up the pace one more time. Still Stuhler. Down on the inside, Rodney Franklin trying to make a move on the restart. Sparks still able to hold him off. Franklin going to try it again. Dumps it down up. Takes over that. Rodney Franklin now running fourth. R.J. Conley running fifth, and Sparks is back to sixth. He developed some type of a problem. He slowed way off the pace running on the high side of the track. Still Stuhler, Pierce, Parker. R.J. Conley fourth, but here comes Franklin fighting right back. Franklin gets him again. Conley trying to come back now, side by side to go through the backstretch. That's your last transfer. What a race it is right now. There goes Stuhler, Pierce, and Parker. R.J. Conley has that last transfer right now. Rodney Franklin right behind him as the yellow comes out. Cars involved back there, car number 40 of Terry Hall and the 71C of R.J. Conley. Next time around, they'll have 3 laps remaining to hold their spots. They bunch up again. And they'll pick up the pace. 3 laps remaining. This is our last chance race. Rodney Franklin 01 was trying to improve his spot, but settles back into that 4th spot. Jack Boggs now running 5th. Boggs looking down on the inside of Franklin. Pulls right up alongside of him. They go into turn number 1. Jack Boggs now running 4th. Boggs sitting there 4th. White flag coming out for Stuhler. Boggs trying to advance one more spot. And he does. Boggs now in that 3rd spot. Still Stuhler, Pierce, Boggs. And Parker still running there 4th. The checkered flag will come out this time around. Here comes Stuhler for that checkered flag. How about a nice round of applause for the winner of our last chance race in car number 44, Gary Stuhler. Finishing second in car number 32 was Bob Pierce. Finishing third and making a hard charge in them last 3 laps, the B4 of Jack Boggs. And finishing fourth in car number 10, Pete Parker. So those 4 cars advance into tonight's 23rd annual World's 100. Over we go, 100 racing laps. Here they come. Let's hear it for them. We want to have everybody yelling for these guys. Let's wave it and get them going. 24, the greatest of the greatest racetrack in the country. 100 racing laps, the 23rd annual, going for $26,000 to win. Now everyone settle back into your seats. Ask you to remain seated during the racing action so everybody can see. Everybody lined up. They begin to bunch up. It's Bloomquist and Lawhorn up front. All bunched up and ready to hit it. They pick up the speed and the green flag comes out. Lawhorn picks up the lead as we go wide for the first time. It's Lawhorn, Bloomquist, and Freddy Smith, your top 3. And right there is John Mason in that 4th spot as we'll complete one circuit. Everybody through smoothly. John Lawhorn, Scott Bloomquist, and Freddy Smith, 1, 2, and 3. Car 27 slowing way off the pace. That's Bill Hahn in 27. Bill Hahn moving very slowly on the racetrack, way down on the inside of the track. John Lawhorn at car number 1, going away around. He's got about a 20-car lead right now. Bloomquist is second. Then it's Freddie Smith. and then John Mason. Car 93 seems to be in some trouble. Looks like he might have lost a tire. That's Jay Johnson. Jay Johnson in 93. Car slowing. One lap signal going out. Next time around, we'll pick up the pace with Lawhorn, Bloomquist, Smith, and Mason, your top four. The pace again. John Lawhorn in one. Bloomquist right up on his tail. Bloomquist right with him, looking to the inside, but Lawhorn able to battle him off. Bloomquist took a peek again, but couldn't find anything there. Smith still sitting there third. Lawhorn stretching it out again just a little bit. Bloomquist trying to stay right with him. Then it's Freddy Smith. John Gill up to that fourth spot. John Gill now running fourth. Mason fifth. Bill Lawhorn, Bloomquist, Freddy Smith, and John Gill, your top four. Bill Lawhorn and Bloomquist, 1 and 2. Freddy Smith and John Gill, then it's Mason. Billy Moyer in 21 starting to make a move. He started at the back of that pack. Billy Moyer up to that 10th spot and still moving. Moyer moving up one more spot. He's up to that 9th spot. Moyer on the move. Car number 21. He just keeps picking them off. Running on that high side. You can see moving up through the traffic. On Lawhorn in one, your race leader has pulled off the pace. So that'll put Bloomquist on top. Lawhorn developing a problem. Freddy Smith is second. John Gill third. Then it's John Mason. Billy Moyer continues to pick him off. He's up to 7th. Comes your race leader coming through that slower traffic. Moyer continuing to pick him off. Got one smoking bad out there. Looks like he blew an engine, so the yellow comes out and we'll slow him down. John Mason into the pits. John Mason in 72 into the pits. And we pick up the pace again. Bloomquist and Smith. Gill and Moyer now fifth. Billy Moyer now running third. Moyer up to that third spot. He has got that car hooked up right now. Came from the back of that pack, and he's all the way up to third. Bloomquist, Freddie Smith, and Moyer dialing in Freddie Smith for that second spot. John Gill running fourth. Billy Moyer right on the rear bumper of Freddie Smith. Moyer looks to the inside, drives down inside of Freddie Smith, bidding for that second spot. Smith holds him off. Let's see what Moyer's got in store for him this time around. Going into two, he dives down to the inside. Billy Moyer trying to get by Freddie Smith, but Freddie holds him off again. They come into 3 and 4. Can Moyer do it this time? Here comes Moyer. Moyer, no! Freddie Smith still holds him off. Bloomquist still on top. What a race for that second spot. Moyer and Smith side by side again. Moyer still trying to get by. Freddie Smith still trying to hold him off. Moyer gets by this time. Billy Moyer now running second. Freddie Smith settles into third, and John Gill is still fourth. Moyer making a good quick move, trying to come in on Bloomquist now. Moyer trying to dial him in. He continues to close in on him. Chris Patterson in the OP starting to make some moves. Moyer right behind Bloomquist now as they both dip down into turn number 4. Getting through that slower traffic. Moyer right on his rear bumper. Coming out of turn number 2. Moyer and Bloomquist 1 and 2 in a very close race. Moyer down the inside looking for running room as the yellow comes out. The yellow flag coming out. Still Scott Bloomquist, but Billy Moyer working from the back of that pack is running right there second. Then it's Freddie Smith in third and John Gill in fourth. We pick up the pace again with 75 laps to go. Bob Pierce continuing to move up in 32. Moyer on the high side of Bloomquist as they came out of turn number 4. Billy Moyer takes over the lead from Bloomquist on lap number 26. Billy Moyer, now your race leader, coming away from the back of that pack. See if Moyer can stretch it out now. Moyer stretching that lead just a little bit as the laps continue to tick off. Bloomquist still there second. Then you got Freddie Smith and John Gill. Bob Pierce continuing to move. Bob Pierce up to ninth. Here comes your race leader, Moyer, one more time. Moyer starting to catch up with the slower traffic again. Coming right up on the tail of that slower traffic, and still Bloomquist second. Freddy Smith, then John Gill. Yellow coming out, one up against the wall. White coming out. Next time around, we'll go for a start. Moyer, your pace setter up front. Bloomquist, Smith, and Gill. That's the way they've been running for some time. They pick up the pace again. Still Billy Moyer, Bloomquist their second, Freddy Smith and John Gill. Then you got Jerry Rice. Also doing some fine driving, moving himself up to that fifth spot is Pete Parker. Bill Moyer, Bloomquist, Freddy Smith, John Gill, and Pete Parker. Then it's Bob Pierce. Parker fifth. Bob Pierce is now sixth. Bill Moyer stretching out that lead, and he got Bloomquist, Freddy Smith, John Gill. Here comes Bob Pierce. Bob Pierce up to fifth. Laps are down. Moyer continued to stretch it out. Then you got Bloomquist, Freddy Smith, John Gill. There comes Bob Pierce and Pete Parker. Ball is continuing to move. Ball is continuing to move up. Rice gets that spot back from Parker. Bob Pierce looking down the inside of John Gill for that fourth spot. Pierce from 32 trying to put a move on. Pierce trying to pick up another spot down on the inside. Gill on the high side. Not enough for Pierce yet. Boggs picks up another one. Boggs continuing to move in that B4. Here comes Chris Patterson on the move. Pierce right down alongside of John Gill now. Bob Pierce looking for that fourth spot. Side by side they run, Pierce and Gill. Your race leader going by. There goes Bloomquist. Pierce looking down to the inside, still can't find his way, John Gill. Gill cuts him off. Pierce drives to the inside, side by side. They go through turn number 2. A slower car in front of him. Let's see if that's the break that Pierce is going to need to get by him. Gill tries to hold on. Pierce gets by. Bob Pierce now running fourth. Jack Boggs continuing to move up. He's up to 6th. Billy Moyer going by, still picking up the slower traffic as he goes through. Then it's Bloomquist. He seems to be pulling in just a little bit. Then it's Freddy Smith, Bob Pierce, John Gill. Then you got Jack Boggs. Oh, we got a couple of them in trouble. That's John Gill and Bob Pierce. You can see the damage on those two cars right in front of you. Bob Pierce in 32 and John Gill in 75. Both of those cars running well. Bob Pierce, who was making a great run from the back of that pack, had himself all the way up to 4th before that happened. And John Gill was running 5th at the time. They pick up the pace once again. Moyer, Bloomquist, Smith, and Boggs are top 4. Then it's Rice, Johnson, Parker, and Patterson. Moyer still your leader. Bloomquist staying right with him. Then Freddy Smith, Jack Boggs. Moyer stretching it out just a little bit. Freddy Smith starting to move in on Scott Bloomquist for that second spot just a little. Here comes Moyer again. Bloomquist starting to run that low side a little bit more than the rest of them as he comes through 1 and 2. Freddy Smith continuing to close it on Bloomquist. He runs that high side. Pete Parker in number 10 trying to do battle with the G2 car. David Gibson trying to pick up a spot. He's on the high side, Gibson on that low side. Parker picks up another spot. Moyer closes in on the slower traffic one more time. Still battling up there. Gibson and Parker. Parker trying to come back on Gibson again. Parker and Gibson battling side by side back in that pack. Side by side they continue to run. Parker on the high side, Gibson on the inside. Parker has the advantage right now, but Gibson trying to come on the inside. Can't get by. Moyer with two slower cars, and he's down on the inside of him. Gets by one. Gets by both of them now, so he's got two lap cars between that second place car. And the yellow. Yellow coming out for Jack Boggs in B4. I believe that's Boggs down there. Stopped between 3 and 4. .61 in and 39 to go. It's still Moyer, Bloomquist, Smith, Rice, Johnson, Parker, Gibson, and Patterson. Those cars are all in your lead lap. Those are your top 8. Green coming out again. Moyer and Bloomquist, 1 and 2. Smith. Top 8 cars, all running there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your top 8 cars are right there together, just a half a lap between the front place car of Billy Moyer and all the way back to Chris Patterson, your 2 yellow cars. Everybody else is spaced in between. There goes Moyer. Bloomquist second, Freddy Smith third. Then it's Rice, Johnson, Parker, Gibson, and Patterson. Moyer stretching it out again as the laps continue to tick off. Johnson in 5, down on the inside of Jerry Rice, picks up that 4th spot. Ronnie Johnson now running 4th. Jerry Rice back to 5th. David Gibson doing battle with Pete Parker again. Gibson on the inside. Parker fights him off again. They've been battling most of the race back there. That's for the 6th and 7th spots. Moyer by us one more time. Bloomquist. Freddy Smith. Ronnie Johnson, Jerry Rice, Parker, Smith, Gibson, and Patterson. Moyer getting by one of the slower cars again as he continues to pick them off. That car responding, going right on through the traffic. Parker and Gibson still having at each other to have most of the race. Gibson down on the inside and Parker stays there on that high side. Dipping down to the inside again. Patterson beginning to close in on both of those cars. There goes Moyer by one more time. Here comes Bloomquist for Reddy Smith. Ronnie Johnson, Jerry Rice. It's still Parker, Gibson, and Patterson. Moyer right now has got this one pretty much in hand. If he can keep her going the way he has been, that car's responding right where he wants it to go. Continues to pick off the slower cars. He gets by Mason one more time. Gibson and Parker still having battle. Most of the race, those two cars have been going at each other. Gibson on the inside and Parker on the outside. Gibson just can't find the right combination to get by him as Parker stays right in that high groove. Gibson continuing to find some bite in that track down on the inside to get by. Continues to try, but he's been unsuccessful so far. Moyer closing in on Patterson to try to pick him off and put him a lap down. He's the 8th place car in the race. Bloomquist trying to figure out if he can find something left in that car to try to pick up on Billy Moyer. Moyer down on the inside of Patterson gets by. Pete Parker gets by Jerry Rice and picks up another spot. Parker up to 5th. Rice there 6th. Gibson trying to pick him off. Gibson continues to run on that low side. Gibson trying to get by, still in that low groove. Gibson and Rice side by side going into turn number 1. Moyer, race leader, right behind those two cars. He's trying to pick off 2 more. Parker continuing to move from that 5th spot. See what Moyer does with these 2 cars. Moyer down on the inside. Now goes to the high side as he continues to wade through the traffic. Right now trying to put Gibson down a lap. At the high side, Gibson on the inside. Moyer picks off 1 more as he continues to lap cars. Trying to close in on Jerry Rice. Rice, who is a 6th place car. Moyer trying to put him down a lap. Moyer to the high side of him now. Moyer gets by on the high side momentarily. Bloomquist and then Freddy Smith. Moyer right now working on the 5th place car of Pete Parker. Moyer continue to show that he's the master out there tonight. He started at 26. Working on that 5th place car and gets by. He's just got 3 more cars a lap. He'll have lapped the field. But he's got a long way to go before he's going to pick up on that 4th place car of Johnson. There's your 2nd place car of Bloomquist going by. Freddy Smith running 3rd. Here comes Johnson. Moyer putting another car down a lap. Freddy Smith trying to do what he can to try to catch up with Bloomquist for that 2nd spot. Moyer definitely in command of it. 10 laps remaining. Just 10 laps remaining for Billy Moyer. Moyer won this race back in 1991, trying to become a 2-time winner of the World's 100. Right now, he's got it all going his way. Bloomquist still there 2nd. Freddy Smith running 3rd. Ronnie Johnson is that 4th place vehicle. Moyer getting closer and closer, picking up another World's 100. Just 7 laps remaining. Bloomquist in 18, Freddy Smith in the 00. Freddy trying to close. A little closer than he was earlier. He's got a slower car to contend with right now before he can get up with Bloomquist. Smith trying to run that low groove right now. Inching it a little bit closer to Bloomquist for that 2nd spot. Just 5 laps remaining. Moyer coming at you one more time. Yellow flag coming out. Yellow flag coming out for John Mason in 72 as he brushes the wall in the backstretch. Just 2 laps to go. Next time around, we'll have a start. Pick up the pace again. Moyer just 2 laps remaining for him to pick up a victory. Bloomquist there 2nd. Freddy Smith trying to make a last-ditch effort to pick up that 2nd spot if he can. Moyer will come to the white flag this time around. White flag for Billy Moyer. Here comes Billy Moyer to the checkered flag. The ZR1 of Jerry Wright is limping through. Let's hear it for our winner of the 23rd annual World's 100. He comes from Batesville, Arkansas. Car number 21, Billy Moyer. He wins it for the second time. He won it back in 1991 and repeats it here in 1993.
Fast qualifier here at for the World 100, but you had little problems in your heat race. What happened?
Well, it's just tough here when you get out there in that first heat. Track's double hard to pass on there when it's real wet like that, and we just was running there. You know, we passed a few cars and they make a mistake, but it's just really hard to get by them when the track's all, you know, real wet like that. And then towards the end of the race, we burned a spark plug, so you know we lost a cylinder and we're down a little bit on power there right at the end. But I don't know if it made any difference or not. So we come in and put a different motor in it for the feature.
Starting as far back as you did, you knew you had 100 laps. If you could get to the front and naturally being fast qualifier, you knew you could be fast. Were you going to bide your time, or did you want to get there as soon as possible?
Well, I got there faster than I thought I would or really wanted to. I just, you know, when the car's working real good like that, I just come up through there and, you know, when the car's working that good, it makes it easier on the driver, I guess. You know, you got to put it through the right holes, but I didn't really think I'd get there that soon. I really wasn't planning on running the car that hard. Once I got up in the front, you know, there I could back off and run the car a little bit easier and, you know, keep the thing together tire-wise and motor-wise and everything.
When you started running up through there and saw Bloomquist up there when you got to him, did you think he was at the front that soon?
No, I really didn't. On that one, you know, they had a restart there where I was fourth or fifth there, and you know, it surprised me that I was up there that quick. I didn't seem like I passed that many cars. I don't know if I did or some cars fell out or whatever, but you know, the car just, we could run anywhere on the track, top, bottom, and it just, when they're like that, it makes a lot of fun.
Two-time winner of this race. Is it any better the second time?
About the same, I guess. We just, this place is, we've always come here and wanted to run good, and we've had some times we've really run good and we didn't get the checker flag, but these couple times we have, it's really good to do it.
100 laps here at this track, is it really tiring?
Yeah, it gets a little bit there. It's a little hard on your neck, and it's you know, with the banking and stuff here, it's definitely some work on you in there a little bit. But you know, when they have the yellow flags, it gives you a little rest. This time here, you know, they had quite a few yellows. That the last time we won here in '91, I think they only had one the whole race, and the track was slicker then too, so that it was slower. And when the track's fast like this and got that cushion where you're running around there at a pretty good clip, that's when it gets hard on the body parts.
Well, good race here for you tonight, and congratulations on winning your second World 100.
All right, thank you.